Today marks a beautiful day, a day which emits a somewhat permanent sigh of relief. A day for all good intents and purposes has classily foiled the plans of the dream killers. A day of sweet success. It was a great philosopher who once said, and I quote, "Allow your enemies their space to hate, for they will destroy themselves in the process." However, I say, allow your enemies the opportunity to criticize and debate. Then you destroy them with your God-given success. Ladies and gentlemen, I am charged there with the responsibility to welcome you. However, it would be beyond remiss of me not to use this unique opportunity to thank God for affording me an integral part of such a glorified initiative. And if I may say or add, I was part of this initiative from the onset. I wish to thank the likes of Mr. Little Lamontine and Mr. Jimmy Haynes, who almost single-handedly forced through the success of this project. Probably once labeled as mad, primarily because of what obtained here before. I'm particularly grateful for the tangible and substantial contributions of the Taiwanese government. For I know that the Soufriere Foundation and the government of St. Lucia just couldn't do it on our own. Over $2 million of support from the Taiwanese. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. I say a special thank you to the Honorable District Representative, Minister Herod Stanislas, for your determination, your grit, and relentlessness. It was one of your campaign promises, but it was best described by your predecessor as mad, lacking vision, and simply a pretty picture on a billboard. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for yourselves. For you now sit or stand on the world's largest billboard. The Treasure District of Soufriere was once the commercial capital of St. Lucia. We might have lost that status, but we sure have gained many big things. A not so famous parliamentarian today often refers to his constituency as the People's Republic. I often ask myself, what makes them a republic? What do they have that could make them independent from the coffers of St. Lucia? The answer is categorically nothing. However, with the Sulphur City, this town, I shall speak not about the great things that we are expecting, like the sporting facilities and community roads. However, I wish to be allowed to delve into some of the things that we already have. Like the World's Heritage Site. That's what we have. We have a World Heritage Site. We have the deepest harbor in the Caribbean. We are the breadbasket of St. Lucia. We have the country's only fully serviced bus terminal. Yes, I'm already claiming it. We have the country's best beach park facility. Who dare argue with me at this time? And from all indication, angle, and analogy, we sure have the best district representative in the entire country. And so when you speak of a republic, you speak of the treasured town of Soufriere. So I welcome you. Welcome to St. Lucia's only true republic. Welcome to the Soufriere Beach Park. It has been marked as a family haven, and so we appeal to all users. Please respect the park rules. Do not smoke within the facility. There are other users and children all about. Please do not sit on the top of the lunch tables. And in case you didn't know, it is really bad manners. I beg of you, preserve this facility. We are proud of it today and would love to continue to boast of its substance for many, many years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and may God continue to bless you. Thank you.
It has been a long time coming, but the metaphorical eagle has finally landed. This project started sometime in 2009. It was conceived in 2009, but at the end of 2011, it was abruptly halted. In 2016, thanks to the energetic efforts of the district representative, the Prime Minister, and other government ministers, interest was revived. The project resumed in earnest in 2017 with assistance from the government of Taiwan. When you look at this wonderful work of art, the ambience and the iconic pitons gazing downwards, one cannot help but being overwhelmed by such a fascinating feeling of awe, to the extent of experiencing even goosebumps. Mr. Ambassador, people sometimes ask why should your government be interested in St. Lucia, and the response I give is that it's because of your interest in humanity, generated by values of generosity and service to others. I also tell them that you cannot look at life from a selfish point of view. The much admired boxing icon Muhammad Ali aptly described it this way: service to others is the price we pay for our room here on earth. Simply put, the government of your country has an interest in the government and people of St. Lucia, but not necessarily for reasons that will make sense to an investor. Mr. Ambassador, once again, you have generated smiles on the faces of our people and a spirit of gratitude for all the things you have done for St. Lucia. It is now up to the citizenry as a whole to seize on the opportunities afforded by such benevolence. When it rains, when the rain falls, it falls on everyone. Please pass on these sentiments to the government and people of your country. You have our greatest respect, and may God bless your country and its people. Thank you.
No, it's really my great pleasure to attend this opening ceremony for the Soufriere Beach Park. As we may know, Hummingbird Beach is the first impression that foreign visitors have about the beauty of Soufriere. To further stimulate the tourism industry in town, my government, the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, cooperated with the government of St. Lucia to start this project since year 2016. The facility consists of timber frame deck to accommodate the shops, restaurant, bar, washroom, and other recreation facilities. I'm more than happy to have been told that with the completion of the project, the feedback of the community has been overwhelmingly positive, and the residents of Soufriere feel proud of have this wonderful park. I believe that in the coming decades, the Soufriere Hummingbird Beach will become one of the landmark tourist attractions in Soufriere.
Today, I also want to take this opportunity, thank you. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the leadership of Minister Stainless, Harold Stainless, and the contribution of the Soufriere Development Foundation. And a special thanks should also to the people who dedicate themselves to make this happen. In conclusion, I want to reiterate that Taiwan will always work together with the St. Lucia government to make life better for the people of St. Lucia. May we all enjoy this new park, and may the park bring tourists and the residents much happiness for many years to come. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Sulphur City. Today, I am humbled and honored to have you, our invitees, friends, and well-wishers. We first had this special occasion to commemorate the opening of the Hummingbird Beach Park facility, the Soufriere Beach Park facility, with the ribbon cutting and the unveiling of the plaque. It is an occasion which I envision will lead to many more opening ceremonies and ribbon cuttings in the weeks and months ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel privileged to speak to you on the successful completion of this project today, as this project was very dear to me. Dear to me because I was very integral in the conceptualization of this project. This project was actually conceptualized in 2010 between the Soufriere Foundation and then Minister of Tourism, Senator Alan Michael Chasley, who had become the caretaker candidate for Soufriere Saint-Jacques to contest the next general elections. At that time, I was the chairman of the Soufriere UWP constituency branch and also Mr. Chasley's campaign manager. So I was involved in all the discussions, the back and forth, and everything about this project. And there are many reasons why we decided to embark on this project back in 2010. One of the main reasons was that we realized that the two beaches in Soufriere, and Chasney and Sugar Beach, were being overused by visitors, tourists from the north. And that we needed an additional space, an additional beach in Soufriere where we could divert some of those tourists instead of flocking those two beaches. We immediately identified Hummingbird Beach, which is right here, where you are today. And if you look over here, you could see what the beach looked like back then. We identified this location because it was very close to the town, about 4 minutes walk to town. Beautiful beach with white sand, gray sand, whatever you want to call it. Superb view of our iconic Petit Piton. And of course, you are also surrounded by some beautiful strangers, friends who are laying right down behind the wall to your right, overlooking you. And we actually felt that this was the right location for us to build this facility. So we quickly engaged designers, engineers, surveyors. In 2010, we approached the Taiwanese embassy. At that time, the ambassador was Ambassador Tong Chu. And in 2011, in June 2011, we got a grant of EC $770,000 to commence construction of the project. We did start construction in June 2011, and unfortunately, in November 2011, we went into general elections, and the United Workers' Party lose that elections, and that was the end of Hummingbird Beach project. So from 2011 to 2016, up to general elections, we had built a concrete platform right here. And thereafter, between 2011 and 2016, that platform remained there with moss, grass growing into shrubs, shrubs into trees, and nothing happened. And I always say to myself, maybe it was a good thing nothing happened on this platform, because today I wouldn't be at this podium addressing you. So coming into office in 2016, myself and Minister Guy Joseph, at our first meeting with the Taiwanese ambassador, we immediately brought to his attention this project, which was started in 2011, solicited the assistance of the Taiwanese government, the Taiwanese embassy, and he had no issues in helping us, and we got a grant from the Taiwanese embassy to recommence construction. It was a grant of $1,062,461. That was in 2017. So we immediately commenced construction of the facility. Later on, we got another check from the Taiwanese of approximately EC $283,000. So together, the Taiwanese gave us $1,345,461 towards this project. That is between 2017 and 2018. And prior to that, in 2011, they had given 770,000 EC, so that makes it a total of over $2 million by the Taiwanese government towards this project. Soufriere Foundation contributed approximately EC $1,064,196 and 47 cents towards the project. This project, when it was conceptualized, we knew that the socio and economic benefits would have been tremendous for Soufriere. Economic benefits would have been derived through construction, during the construction phase and after construction. We also knew that this project would have empowered the people of Soufriere. We would have had a new set of entrepreneurs, small business owners in Soufriere. We also knew that this project would have enhanced the beachfront in this area. And we knew that with the enhancement of the beachfront at Hummingbird, it would have added to the tourist product of Soufriere. It would have given the tourism product more value in Soufriere. And therefore, I felt that this was a project that needed to be continued, that needed to be implemented and successfully completed for the people of Soufriere. So today, we have completed the facility. We have a restaurant over to my left. Of course, you have this gazebo stage area. We have 2 boutiques. We've got washroom facilities. We have a separate male-female washroom. We have a spa. We have a salad bar. We have a pizza snackette. We have another snackette. We have a smoothie bar. And we have a beach bar at this facility. And the economic impact on construction of this project of over $2.4 million, we engaged 6 general contractors. Together, the 6 general contractors employed 60 persons. We engaged 1 electrician. We employed 5 individuals. We engaged 1 plumber. We employed 3 persons. We engaged 2 tilers. We employed 4 persons. We engaged 6 painters. We employed 25 people total. We engaged 2 different excavation owners. We employed 8 people. on-site staff of the foundation, security and so on, 8 persons. We engaged 5 carpenters, who employed 5 persons. We engaged 5 masons, who employed 5 persons. And the foundation directly employed on a daily basis persons to do the car park and so on, 20 persons. So in all, we engaged 36 contractors and 135 persons, a total of 171 construction jobs. And it is one of the promises which I made during my campaign that whatever is given, whatever we have, we are going to share it amongst many, not amongst one. We have also included a few amenities to this facility to make it more inviting to the residents of Soufriere. We have free Wi-Fi, so anybody who does not have plan on his phone, you can log on to Soufriere Beach Park. We have outdoor showers. We have 24-hour security, man security, and we also have 24 hours CCTV cameras throughout the property. We have lifeguards. We have demarcated a swimming area for safety. We have storage rooms over on this side. Of course, we have garbage bins all over the place. We have beach umbrellas. We have improved lighting all over the beach, so it's no longer dark. We have the car park. We also have wheelchair access on this ramp over there. We have a tourist information desk. We have the services of hostesses when visitors and other persons come to this facility. And we also have non-motorized water sports. So we have 2 young men who are going to be engaged in water sports activities. The Soufriere Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, have employed, as we begin operation of this facility, 16 persons. So 16 persons have received full-time jobs from the Soufriere Foundation for the operational aspect of this facility. And the tenants combined will be employing almost 20 persons. So this facility alone will be providing approximately 30 to 36 full-time sustainable jobs to the people of Soufriere for Seja. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that this facility, this opening ceremony, is going to lead to many interventions in Soufriere. And in the coming months and weeks, we have quite a few projects coming up, projects which are already in construction phase, projects which will be getting off the ground very shortly. We have the Old Trafford project going on, where we are going to have the central bus terminal and the market. The square is in advanced stage of construction, due to be completed very soon. We have completed the baths, additional baths at the Sulphur Springs. Under the CDP program, later this year, we will be undertaking the Palmis vending facility on the Palmis Road, again to create further employment and empowerment of persons to become small entrepreneurs, small business owners in Soufriere. Today, we had the sword turning ceremony for the complete rehabilitation of the Soufriere Mini Stadium with the 400-meter track, the synthetic football turf, the rehabilitation of the courts, and also for the construction of the Ruby Cricket Ground. Projects which are going to be starting by the 15th of this month. We have started rehabilitation of the Fosse Jacques playing field, and also works on the court at Fosse Jacques. We have started works to clear the road to the rainforest, the Edmonds Forest Road, to improve access for farmers and also the hotels, the tour operators, the taxi drivers for the rainforest stores and so on. Under the loan which was approved in Parliament in December last year by the Taiwanese, the $150 million, $100 million towards the airport and the $50 million towards the secondary tertiary roads, we will be constructing a brand new road from Esperance through Diamond into Soufriere. And for the residents of new development who have suffered for so many years, the new development roads are down under this program to be fully rehabilitated as well. We have also gone to acquire the land for the new Soufriere Hospital on Sir Arthur Lewis Street. Ministry of Finance is in the process of paying for this land so that Minister Guy Joseph and the Ministry of Economic Development can put together the contract for land preparation and for construction of this hospital later this year. So all those projects I'm telling you there, ladies and gentlemen, these are projects that will come to fruition because monies have been allocated to each and every one of them. I have many more to come, but I'm not going to list it out because I have not seen the money as yet. But the moment I know I have the money, I am going to tell you what next is to come. Today, we wouldn't be sitting here at this ceremony without the assistance of the Prime Minister, who always told me, Herod, finish that project. We started it together, I want you to finish it. And ensured that when we got the monies went into the Soufriere Foundation to expedite the process of implementation. So I need to thank PM for that. Minister Guy Joseph, Taiwanese Ambassador Douglas Shen, the SRDF, and I want to also thank past board directors, Lytton Lamontagne, Jimmy Haynes, Cornell Jones, for their efforts in seeing the implementation of this project and being there for the successful completion. The current directors, the new chairman, Mr. Alexander, deputy chairman, Alfonso Stanislas, my dad, and by the way, my dad was the one who did the landscaping that you are seeing there today. And that was done free of charge. He only had the foundation to buy the flowers and pay the laborers whom he had to help with the landscaping. Engineer Lester Arnold, surveyor Louis Chasney, the contractors, and I see one of them there, Canis Sudi, but I don't see the others. I guess they are around the place. Swa is there. Swa was one of the contractors. They did a wonderful job. The designers, the supervisor, Ashwell Paul, who did a wonderful job to ensure that everything was done in a timely manner. My mayor, Pius Gandadin, for his support and guidance. My support team, and you, the people of Soufriere, for believing in this project from day one. You, the tenants, I think we have 9 tenants, you have been given a golden opportunity. An opportunity to create a difference in your lives, to create opportunities not only for yourselves, but for others in this constituency. And I urge you, you all are new entrepreneurs, I urge you all to seek advice. One of the institutions I would recommend that you all approach and become members is SLISBA, St. Lucia Industrial and Small Business Association. There are other agencies where you all can get financial advice, whether it's for accounting, marketing, sales, and so on. I will also be calling on you all for sponsorship once in a while, because I know you all will be making a lot of money in this area. And the people of Soufriere, the users of this facility does not belong to me. It does not belong to the government of St. Lucia. It does not belong to any political party. This is our facility. It is ours. So I implore upon all of you to take pride in the Soufriere Beach Park facility. Treat it as if it is yours. Protect it, police it, keep it in pristine condition. And I am certainly sure everybody throughout the length and breadth of this country will want to come to Hummingbird Beach, Soufriere Beach Park facility to recreate. So to you, the people of Soufriere, I ask for your support in continuing the good works, in continuing the development plans that we have outlaid to you, so that we can one day make Soufriere the Eden of the Caribbean. I thank you.
This is indeed a great moment for the people of Soufriere. And as I sat and listened to the presentation by the Honorable Parliamentary Representative Herod Stanislaus, I was tempted to ask the question, how many terms has he been representing Soufriere for the list of things that I heard him outline? You would not believe that it's not 3 years. You would want to think that it is 3 terms because of his accomplishments thus far. But I am here today as joyful as the parliamentary representative, and I bring you special greetings from the government of St. Lucia. On behalf of the Prime Minister, and I will take a few minutes to highlight the PM in this presentation. And I have some liberties. Now they gave me a special drink over there. They gave me a special drink. They gave it a name, but I gave it my own name. I drank the Soufriere Special, so I'm a Soufriere this afternoon. So I have some liberties to speak on behalf of the people of Soufriere. And so I reflect on how we got to where we are today. The transformation of Soufriere began under the leadership of Alan Chasney when he was heavily criticized for supporting the breaking down of this bridge. We must never forget our history. We must never forget what has happened in the past. And there was protest. But I tell you, prior to that bridge, Soufriere was a one-way town. Today, Soufriere is a two-way town. Because somebody then had the vision that what appeared to be the norm, a one-way bridge, and it didn't really matter to other governments who had represented this constituency for decade after decade. It took one term of a United Workers' Party government without a parliamentary rep in Soufriere to realize that the one-way bridge was restricting the development of Soufriere. The pipe was only flowing in one direction. Whatever went out could not, whatever went in could not get out. And I guess some parliamentary representatives love it that way because they call themselves gouvernement malewe. And so they always want you to remain poor, never to become independent. Now this is not a political speech. This is a real speech. because we must take account of where we have been and where we need to go as a country, as a nation. And so, under the leadership of the then Minister of Tourism, Alan Chasney, we started the process of identifying a place where all the boats that were just dropping people in Soufriere, running back up to Castries, and not having a proper facility, impacting the hotels that are in areas in a negative way. Not that the hotels don't want to share the beach facility, but when you drop hundreds of people without the requisite facilities, and then we saw Soufriere as the town where the tourists always pass through without stopping, really, in the town of Soufriere. And a real visionary leader would realize that if you get people to pause in Soufriere for half an hour, they must spend some money in the town of Soufriere. And so, this facility was started. I was a very integral part of it, and so was Mr. Harold Stanislas at the time. And we got heavily criticized. I saw Lester Arnold in the crowd. I see Sir Michael Chasney here. When we had the problem with the water, the stagnant water that was flowing here, he had some big pipes, those big plastic pipes, by his property on the Castries Grosley Highway there. He said, come and pick up the pipes. And Lester Arnold designed something so that we could drain out the water flow so that the facility could begin to be used. I am still baffled that a man and a government elected to serve the people of Soufriere would just stop this project with no explanation. And today, we heard them talking about this UWP government just stops projects. The Soufriere Square was stopped temporarily. We had to reassess the situation, and now construction is ongoing, and the Soufriere Square will be completed better and improved than how it was designed in the first instance. Now, I hate to make these comparisons, but I have to. How many people will the Soufriere Square employ when it is completed? How many new jobs will the Soufriere Square create for the people of Soufriere? That is the question. So when we talk about leadership, when we talk about vision, when we talk about empowering the people, and I see the vendors, I see the shop owners, I see the bartenders who are employed in this facility already, it tells me that is the facility where the focus should have been first and foremost. Because it is about empowering the people. We are politicians, we are just passing through. We are the most temporary workers in this country. We have no say in whether we remain employed or not. But our work will always speak for itself. And I could not be prouder of an individual than I am of Honorable Harold Stanislas. That in less than 3 years, he has done more than what the Labour Party government did for 30 years in Soufriere. And I challenge anybody to prove otherwise. Because that is what leadership is about. And here's what makes me proud of him. A young man from Soufriere. He does not have to boast of a university degree. or a PhD. Because common sense does not come in degrees. Common sense is simply what it is. Common sense. And it's just that some people don't have it, as common as it may sound. But here we have a visionary leader in Honorable Herod Stanislaus. And when I see what he is doing in Soufriere, he puts every other MP in this government under pressure. And Honorable Bradley Felix told me I'm staying at the bar. And I see him and Honorable Montoute. And I said to Honorable Montoute, look here, Grosile is a town. Bexon don't have no town. So, but we are proud. And we do not invest in constituencies for political reasons. Soufriere has not been a safe seat for the UWP. We are investing in Soufriere because Soufriere is making a very meaningful contribution to the economy of St. Lucia. And if you want St. Lucia to succeed, Soufriere must succeed. That is what leadership is about. You don't appoint us to take fancy trips and live in nice hotels. And people criticize the Prime Minister for traveling. The Prime Minister said to me, there's one project I would love to have been there for the opening, is the opening of this facility. But you know where he is? He was in Miami negotiating with the cruise lines. Because we are going to build a cruise port in Vieux-Fort, which makes the tourists a lot closer to Soufriere. So when the cruise ship comes to Vieux-Fort, the tourists will be able to spend more time in the town of Soufriere and its environs. So that is, we have an overall vision. I look at this facility and I look at the groundbreaking ceremony this morning. To make the Soufriere Stadium an international stadium that can host games of international quality. So can you imagine when the people know that they can go and play a football match or watch a football game over there and just walk to the beach after the game and get a nice dip and get a fresh drink like the Soufriere Special from the smoothie bar? So, what I'm saying to us is, we need to understand, we inherited a bad situation in government. But we are trying to make the best. You cannot fix everything overnight. And I know Grosile is under pressure, and I know Choiseul as a boundary constituency is also under pressure. But your turn is coming. Because we are going to roll out development projects in every single constituency, whether it be on the government side or the opposition side. It is total development for St. Lucia under this government. The Prime Minister promised a new St. Lucia. And we are definitely on the right path to delivering a new St. Lucia to the people of St. Lucia. And so we had discussions about the Soufriere Hospital. And we looked at the facility. We could have repaired it. But we decided no. Soufriere deserves a better facility in a safer location than on the riverbank. And so we have identified the land. We have completed the negotiations. The preliminary designs for the hospital has been done. So we are not just talking and we are not working. You see, some people just want us to do PR. But for us to do PR, we have to work. I don't want to talk about what I will do. I like to talk on facilities like this one. Not what I will do, but what we have done as a government in delivering to you this facility. And take a moment and think back. If this facility had been completed when the previous government came into office, how many families in Soufriere would be better off today than they are? How many people are finding permanent employment? You see, we don't only believe in step jobs. We believe in creating real employment for the people of Soufriere and of St. Lucia. And that is what Honorable Herod Stanislaus is seeing to that happens for Soufriere. We have big plans. And we will deliver. It is less than 3 years. And I'm looking at Soufriere today. And I'm saying, boy, after 5 years, you leave nothing else to do for the next term. So, I want you to this is a moment of celebration. I walked around there and I felt good. I felt proud as a St. Lucian that I could be part of a facility of this nature, because it brings economic benefits and there are plans for expansion. So the first official bus terminal will be in Soufriere. I can tell you, some people tell you they have vision and they can lead. We designed a bus terminal for Vieux-Fort more than 10 years ago. And there was a prime minister who represented Vieux-Fort for many years. Go and see the bus terminal in Vieux-Fort. You from Soufriere who travel to Vieux-Fort, go and see the bus terminal and tell me where there's a shelter for you. And you are telling me that a young man from Soufriere could be more of a visionary leader to see that the on-street parking in Soufriere is not the best for the bus operators, so he has decided to give them a top-class facility to operate from. I don't know what Honorable Montut will do in Grosile. And Honorable Sarah Flood is not here, but I know Castries is under pressure for a bus terminal. So, Mr. Mayor, you're fixing a lot of things in Castries. And we are proud of the work of the mayor. Recently, they gave him a new title. They said they have 3 prime ministers in St. Lucia. Shasde, Guy, and Francis. But I want you to know that once you work, some people will find problems with what you do. But I am proud of Honorable Herod Stanislaus. I am proud of the Prime Minister of this country, a visionary leader who sees beyond. And that is what leadership is about. When you can look at an abandoned place as here was, and you could picture what it could become as what it is today. And you know why I walked around? Because exactly what we pictured, what we discussed, is what is there. The number of, I want to buy a souvenir there before I go. So make sure you visit the souvenir shop and you buy something from Soufriere. Those of you not living in Soufriere, do not go up empty-handed. Buy a souvenir in Soufriere. Because that is what it is about. It is about empowering the people. And this is what this government is about. We do the right things. We will be criticized, as we have been criticized for a lot of things. But I'd rather be criticized for doing the right things than not do anything and not be criticized. So I am proud of the leadership given to the constituency of Soufriere. I hear other people want to be interested in Soufriere. But Soufriere has found a real man, a real representative, a man of the people who grew up with the people. And they like to label us. They call me the bus driver. So they call him the taxi driver. But they can call us what name they want. Honorable Herod Stanislaus, and go and ask anybody, is going down in history as the best minister of planning St. Lucia has had. And you doubt that? Look at the quality of projects that he is approving for Soufriere. This one, the facility with the market and the bus terminal, and when I saw the layout for the playing field, the Ruby Cricket Ground, I don't want to know. I'm even afraid of sending the plan for the hospital as to what he's going to tell me the hospital is missing and how he wants it designed. But here is a young man who came into the political arena and has been able to deliver beyond expectation, not just to the constituency of Soufriere, but to the people of St. Lucia in general. Because now plans come out of the Ministry of Planning faster than it ever did before. And any one of you have a problem, find Herod and talk to him. He will find a way to solve the problem. That is what this government is about. I'm proud of the Minister of Sports. He chose Soufriere before he chose Bexon, but that's all right. That's all right. We are government of all the people. And even though Bexon is behind, I know Bexon's turn will come. And I know Choisel's turn will come. And so will Vieux-Fort Labrie come. Because it's about developing all of the people. So I implore you to celebrate with us the achievements of Soufriere. I cannot tell you all the projects because when we call out all the projects, our constituents think the rest of us are not working. Because they'll say, but if Herod is doing all of that in Soufriere, what are you doing in your own constituency? But we are proud. This is what we are about. We want to empower you. We don't want you to come and knock on the door of a politician every constituency day to get a handout. This is about empowering the people. And I want to see this facility extended on every side in Soufriere, so that anybody who travels from anywhere in the world, just as the Pitons, an iconic place to visit, they must say, I have to stop at the beach facility in Soufriere because I will get something special from Soufriere at this place. I thank all of you for being here, for celebrating with us. I thank you, the people of St. Lucia, because the slogan before was, time to believe. And even though we didn't make it, at the time when the slogan was time to believe, it was that foundation that established the opportunity that we have today. Special thanks to the Taiwanese embassy. You made a considerable investment in Soufriere, and we are proud of your support for the government and people of St. Lucia. And to all my cabinet colleagues, if we had to have a cabinet meeting here today, we have a quorum. Because once they heard Soufriere, we could not turn Herod down. Everybody had to be here. And almost every minister who's on island is here today. We celebrate with you. It is your time. It is your moment. And on behalf of the Prime Minister and the entire government, we thank all of you for your contribution, your patience, and your belief. May God bless all of us. Thank you.
Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.